What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Coffee at the King.
Good morning.
We're going with an old standard today. What can I say? McDonald's makes good coffee. Chelsea, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing better now that I have coffee, but doing really well.
Yeah.
Slightly recovered from my last weekend's adventure, so...
Tell me about last weekend's adventures. Let's get right into it.
So last weekend we did the Epinette Creek Trail at Spruce Woods, and we planned, we're doing 22 kilometers in, everything on our back. But we showed up and it was 39 degrees with the Humidex. So we went in confident, had a great time. First cabin, no problem. Halfway to second cabin, I should say. First cabin in the trail. Halfway to the third cabin, I thought, you know what? I don't think I got it in me to do the fourth. So the person I was hiking with, I told them, and they were all, no, we can do it. And then we got to the third cabin, and I was just like, I'm tapping out. I don't think we can do it. I'm hot. We had drank probably 3.5 liters of water each, and we were still just thirsty, dry mouth. And I just listened to my environment, and I just decided to call it, because we still did 9 kilometers in, camped, had a great night, had a great meal, so much fun. But I didn't want to push it, because that's dangerous at that point, right?
And let's face it, I mean, the elements and the environment are going to dictate a lot of what you can and cannot do. Mm-hmm. And it sounded like it was kind of the perfect weather for stopping short a little bit.
Yeah. And then the next day it was 22 degrees.
Of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm very glad that we listened to the environment and the situation that we were in that specific time. But now I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I was kind of kicking myself that we didn't make it, but not going to beat myself up over it. We have a great plan for next time, and we had fun. I feel like if we had kept going, we would not have had a fun time.
Well, that's perfect. Want to hear about my weekend? Well,
I've been dying to hear.
We were out in Nova Scotia. So the National Arm Wrestling Championships happened. I went out there with a few things in mind. So I'm the president of the federation, and there was challenges coming at the Friday night event. There was the competition Saturday and Sunday, which I participated on Saturday. And then I refereed the Sunday competition, which is the senior classes, which is, don't take the word senior, literally it's senior is, more accurately, anybody can enter them, any age group. And Masters on Saturday is actually what I competed in, and that's 40 and over.
Okay.
So, also the kids' classes. So we had a good meeting Friday night. We accomplished some goals. We made some progress with the federation. Saturday came around. My daughter, Jordan, took 2 bronze medals in her class, and it was a very big class. So we had, it was 60 kilos and over, ages 13 to 17.
Oh, okay, so she's right in the middle there.
15, so she is in the middle of the class, but made the podium both arms.
Good for her.
So she did extremely well, and there was a lot of kids in that class.
Wow.
So
is that the youngest you can compete, or is there even younger?
No, there's even younger.
Jeez.
Yeah, but they mix male and female together in the younger classes.
Okay, yeah.
Up until hormones start kicking in.
Makes a difference.
Makes a difference. My experience was one of my competition experience. How do I dance around this subject a little bit? It wasn't the best. There's room for improvement. Now, there are some external factors that played a big role in that.
Yeah. Again, external factors.
External factors, that I can't get into too much at the moment, but it was a good kickoff for my preparation for this organization, which is the High Five Arm Wrestling Knuckles Up event coming up at the end of August, where I'll be competing against Wagner Bortolato. And we're going to talk a little bit today about the extra supplements I'm putting into my plan for that. But sportsmanship on Saturday came into question a great deal. So
has an effect, yeah.
Has an effect.
Has a big effect.
Has an effect, and somebody attended the national championships that hasn't been there in a significant amount of time, and treated it like a personal vendetta.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah, neither one of us won the class, but there's a whole story there. But in staying positive, the next day I did referee the entire senior event, And the purpose of that was to test, like when you work through your levels of referee, there's levels 1, 2, 3, and master. I was testing for master, and in order to get that, you have to referee the senior classes on the final day of the competition. That is the only test for master level referee.
So you've topped out on your
And I've topped out on that, so
There you
I was successful.
Good. That's
And
a win.
I refereed the whole day on Sunday, which is exhausting, but ended on a high note.
Good.
So I got to hang out at the after party with a bunch of old friends, and came home with, let's say I was hungry, like motivated, because
I like hungry. That's
I started doing 2-a-days since I've been home.
And how you feeling?
Strong,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to be past tense, but tonight there's actually a massive arm wrestling practice happening at the Republic Park, which we're going to hold every 2 weeks for the summer.
That's fun.
And I think there should be about 30 people there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'll have to post some pictures. That'll be
I
exciting.
shall.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, goodness.
moving on.
How are you preparing for your
I
next?
thought we could talk today about creatine monohydrate. Now, not just monohydrate, but we're going to get into the other versions of creatine as well. So,
How long have you used creatine for?
ooh,
I'm testing your math. Sorry.
20-some years, off and on. It is something that I cycle. I cycle off and on, and on and off of it. And I don't always use it, but when I really feel like I need something extra, you're preparing for. Let's say you're preparing for a world championship, which is, creatine is not on any controlled substance list. So it is something you can take to enhance your performance and not have you test positive for anything. If you're in a drug tested event, that's the nice thing. These are the things that you can buy and take that are legal when it comes to sport.
And creatine is one of the very few supplements that's actually been scientifically studied and proven that it does help build clean muscle mass faster.
That's right.
It's based in science. I mean,
So
we have
there's-
lots of products that help, but this one has been researched extremely well and for years.
So there's the science and there's the bro science.
Yeah.
The science is it helps you convert ADP into ATP, which makes you use energy more efficiently. It allows you to train harder, longer, recover quicker, enhances performance. The bro science is take it, it makes you stronger. But it's also a volumizer. You will retain a little bit of water with monohydrate. The purpose of that is packing extra things into your muscles. And glycogen synthesis goes way up with creatine monohydrate as well.
Absolutely. Actually, so tons of people use creatine, men, women. We don't recommend it for anybody under the age of 18. It's definitely for adults, but men and women do use it. The best way to take any product is to cycle it. This one is 8 weeks on, 2 weeks off. You take it and then you cycle it, give your body a break, and then you can start again if you choose, or if you're ready, or if you're not ready, you can take some longer time off. But one of the biggest complaints that we get specifically from women when taking creatine monohydrate is the water retention. They feel bloated, they feel heavy, they feel bigger. So the newer kind of more trendy for women version of creatine is creatine monohydrate, but with HCl, hydrochloric acid, added to the product. So it actually changes the way that you absorb the creatine and you require lesser of a dose. So you have a lot less water retention. So there's options. Not every product is right for everybody, but we can try and see what works best for each person.
That would be a major issue if, depending on what you're getting ready for, water retention can be a problem.
Yes, huge.
Especially weight-sensitive sports, like where you have to make a certain weight class. That would be a good option. Arm wrestling is one of those. Not for me, because I'm in the heaviest weight class, so it doesn't matter if I'm 250 pounds or 500 pounds. Not that I'm ever going to get that heavy, but there are cutoffs. So, for example, I mentioned my daughter Jordan. She's going to be in a class at some point when she moves into the adult classes where there's going to be a cutoff, and it will be advantageous to her to maintain in a certain weight range, so she's in that class. Otherwise, she could be in just 1 or 2 pounds heavier in a class with people that are significantly larger than her.
Yeah, and that's it makes such a huge difference, especially like in arm wrestling or boxing or any kind of a fight, that kind of stuff, even mixed martial arts, all that kind of thing. A cut is very common, but when you're cutting, a lot of it is just sweating and getting that water weight out and that kind of stuff. Not the most healthy thing for you. So to be able to maintain your weight in a weight class is really important. So if you're wanting to retain a little less water to keep on the higher end of the lower weight class,
that's right.
That's a good option for you. And creatine monohydrate actually it's the classic. Everybody's used it forever, and I'm sure you're not going to be switching to HCl anytime soon.
I have tried some versions of other ones like the Crealkaline type creatines, but I will stick with monohydrate because, packing as many nutrients in with water retention and all that stuff, making your muscles bigger, fuller, that's all advantageous to what I do.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't take creatine personally. I don't do a lot of weight training, so I don't take it. But things that I do are like big hikes and adventuring and climbing and just lifestyle things, right? So last week I was retaining no water. I was sweating it all out. So all I did was drink, I drank BioSteel, which has electrolytes, and as well as like glutamine and amino acids to help your muscles. But I was drinking tons of water. And to end it on a high note, as soon as we got out of the trail, we went and got a milkshake.
Perfect. And you know what?
Reward yourself, right?
Don't shy away from indulging in something like that, especially when your glycogen levels are so drained.
Oh, I felt so good after that milkshake.
Sugar's not your enemy in that situation.
Nope. I loved it. Oh, and it was so worth it. I think I cannonballed it. I almost had a brain freeze.
Yeah. There's a fighter that I always followed, and when he would do a weight cut and he would finish, he would go to a restaurant and order a Coca-Cola so big that he can swim in it.
Oh, gosh.
And that would be something to help him replenish the glycogen in his muscles.
It felt great though, and I just felt alert and awake, and it was awesome. I kept the sugars lower during the actual hike. On the way back, we did have a nice, actually an oatmeal and honey bar from here, which is really fantastic. It's like good quality carbs in the oats, and then the honey has the natural sugars. So we split one of those, and it gave us enough energy to get back. But yeah, large milkshake on the way out.
Well, we're going to be back at this in a couple of weeks, and I want to talk to you about my final preparation for my match, because that'll be coming up. So, thanks everybody.
Cheers.